This year's edition of Zoo Lights at the Phoenix Zoo includes a special night set aside for those in need of a more sensory-friendly experience with all sorts of modifications, making for a quieter, less intense atmosphere. To learn more, we welcome Joaquin Hidalgo from the Phoenix Zoo. Joaquin Hidalgo, I'm just looking at Peach, because also joining us is Peach. This is a lesser Madagascar hedgehog tenrec. Can I just call it Peach a hedgehog?
Well, you know, she'd probably get a little offended, I think.
Okay,
so.
all right.
But it's a great talking point because they're named hedgehogs, but they're not really related to hedgehogs at all. But she is a cute little tenrec.
Such a cutie.
You know, the reason why she looks like a hedgehog is because she actually took part in this thing called convergent evolution. She took on the same traits hedgehogs did to fit that niche where she comes from when there are no hedgehogs. Because if you think about it, when you're this tiny little fleshy thing, having spikes on your back go a long way to keep you safe.
And she does have spikes on her back. It's a shame she's kind of facing away from the camera. Her face is very cute. All right, we got her here because you're the Phoenix Zoo, and that's an animal, and that's kind of what you guys do. But you also do Zoo Lights every year, and you've got this special night. Talk to us about that.
So we have sensory-friendly Zoo Lights, and what that is, it is our typical Zoo Lights experience, however, catered to a different audience. We want to make sure that we tone down the lights, that we kind of bring the noises down and make the crowds a little bit lesser so for folks that may have somebody in the family who's a little too sensitive to that. Just like Peach. Peach is sensitive to sound and a lot of flashing lights, right?
Yes.
And folks in the autism community, or folks even that have post-traumatic stress that don't want to deal with big crowds and loud noises, they benefit from this kind of quieter experience.
So smaller crowds, quieter music, the lights don't flash quite as much, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so you know, anything that could possibly trigger epilepsy, we kind of tone it down. And it's an art, really, because we have a dedicated Zoo Lights team who goes out of their way to make these amazing fixtures. And how do we keep that magic still there for a whole different audience?
Yeah. How's Peach doing?
She's doing great.
She's doing all right?
I think we should get her own little chair.
Yes. I've got a whole bunch of questions to ask her, but I don't want to bother her too much.
No, she's great. She's great.
So there's sensory stations that will also be available. What exactly are those?
So a sensory station, there's a lot of different ones out there. One of the more popular ones is a touch station, because sensory needs doesn't necessarily mean you need reduced sensory. Sometimes you need something to do.
Oh, interesting.
So there's things you can touch, whether it's furs, like different textures that kind of get you to get those stimulations out if you need to. And there's some of them that are more quiet zones where you can put a weighted blanket on to just relax. We want to make sure we fit all those needs that someone may be looking for.
Yeah, I got to get back to Peach here. It's not, are those spines, are they really tough? I mean, is it like a porcupine or what?
If I were to touch her, I would be impaled. No, I'm kidding.
No.
We'd be totally fine. They're just there to prevent an animal from wanting to chew on her, make her as less appetizing as possible. The reason I'm wearing these gloves is more for comfort reasons.
Yeah.
You know, so if she kind of puts herself in a certain position, I don't want to drop her. But realistically, she's doing all the work herself. She's an excellent climber.
She's got such a cute little face. I mean,
it's the cutest little face. Look at that, those little whiskers.
Yeah.
Now you probably see those beady little eyes. She doesn't see too well. She relies heavily on that sense of smell and hearing.
Well, she hopes she can see in this light. Holy smokes, man, it's light enough for me. You mentioned like feathers and furs and things like this for these sensory stations. I've also seen there's recess games and there's like fidgets and all that sort of stuff. That's all available.
Yeah, that is all available on that night, and we even hand out sensory bags, which is not exclusive to that night of Zoo Lights. We hand out sensory bags throughout the year at the zoo, so if a family needs to kind of have that additional baggie of goodies to have their kiddo with, we offer that at the zoo. We'll let you borrow it.
What brought on this night? Did you have enough people kind of saying, hey, can you do something about this?
We started them about 3 years ago, and folks just really, really loved it.
Yes.
It really took off, and we did them in November and then January, and the biggest complaint were folks saying, hey, we want to do this near Christmas. So we brought it near Christmas, and folks just love it. It's just a different experience in a good way. There's a lot of folks that showed up to Sensory Night not realizing it was Sensory Night, and they were like, I love this a lot too. Like I want to do this every year.
I was going to say, even if you don't have sensory, information overload or something, you can just probably go there and enjoy it, right?
Hey, look at me personally. I don't like big crowds, so I love that night. It's just serene. You can hear the animals, the ones that are awake that night. It's amazing.
But the crowds are part of Zoo. It's what makes Zoo Lights so special. Why do you think Zoo Lights is so special? That thing really caught on.
Well, In my personal opinion, it's the fact that you're out there enjoying holiday lights.
Yes.
And then in the distance, you may hear a lion roaring, right? Because a lot of our animals are nocturnal out there. And it's just knowing that you are partaking in this amazing experience that not only is great for the family, but great for nature, because we are a nonprofit. So you help support animals like little Peach here.
Like little Peach. Did the animals get bothered by the lights, though? Is that a problem?
So we don't flash any lights into the habitats themselves. Those that are lit with like a red light, so it doesn't really bother them. And while it's not technically an animal viewing experience, we do have animal presentations with some of our more nocturnal animals, like Peach.
I got you. Well, Peach, it's great to have you here. Peach looks quite active. That's nice to see.
Oh yeah, she loves climbing. Again, she's big on the climbing side, and if I let her, she'd climb all over me. We can't do that, Peach.
We can't do that, Peach. Joaquin, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for bringing Peach along, and good luck on Zoo Lights this year.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You bet.